No visible reaction to the K-14 compound. We'll start the next trial then. The dosage will be much larger this time, and the side effects will likely be more pronounced. I honestly don't know. I suppose it's your job. Now hold still. There. All to return.
It's an honor to have you here, sir. I hope I'll prove a useful test subject for you, Doctor.
Hey, Doc.
They weren't kidding. You really are here. Well, all right. I'm Allie Fillmore. When Father told... If you don't mind my...
I just wanted to find my son and keep him safe.
Now that you've found him, I hope you're proud of the great man he grew up to be. Now, I'll give you a quick rundown of the Facilities Division, and then I'll answer any questions you might have afterward. As you might guess, we keep the Institute's mechanical and electrical systems running smoothly. We maintain and upgrade all of the systems that make it possible to live and work in a place like this. There's a lot of machinery behind these walls that recycles the air and water and provides power to the laboratories and quarters. The work we do might not be as exciting as some of the other departments, but it's at least as important. So, now that you're here and you've spoken to Father, does that mean you're on board?
Absolutely.
Oh, good to hear. It'll be a load off.
Uh-huh.
Take your time. Get yourself acquainted. There's a lot to take in. Plenty of things you won't find topside. If there's anything else you'd like to know about the Facilities Division, I'm happy to discuss it.
I'm good for now. Thanks.
Goodbye, then.
Just as you gave life to Father, he gave life to many of us.
Scanning. Subject identified.
Have you had time to examine my latest reports on Batch 274?
Not yet.
Doctor.
I wonder how
Welcome.
the Warwick family is
So good
doing.
to have you here.
Young
Dr.
Wally
Clayton
must be
Holt,
close to 10
I
years
can't
old by
wait
now.
for you to see.
It's remarkable that any
I
child
look
can
forward to
survive
learning
this
more
is
about it.
In that case, let me give you a brief overview of what we do here.
Uh-huh.
As the name implies, the Bioscience Division specializes in fields of study such as botany. Our most important directive is to ensure the health and well-being of everyone in the Institute. To that end, we've even started to... You probably saw the...
Seems like there's nothing you got.
With hard work and ingenuity, any challenge can be overcome. I'm sure I've taken up enough of your time as it is, but I have to ask.
I'm not sure how well I'll fit in, but I'd like to give it a try.
Great. I was hoping you'd say that. In any case, I imagine you'll want to continue looking around. Or, if you prefer...
Mm-hmm. You mentioned medical care. I might need that from time to time.
In that case, you'll want to...
Uh-huh.
He's our top... Dr. Volker. You won't find better medical care.
Uh-huh.
That's it.
Sensor alert. Anomaly detected. Hostile. Resetting threat level.
Dr. Holdren's synth gorilla project is showing promising results. Submarine 77 has been discontinued?
That is correct.
That was my favorite one.
Doctor.
Took you long enough to find that evidence.
Here you go.
A holotape. This better not.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna make sure the whole program is shut down. If not for good, then at least for years to come. After that, I know what I'm about to do will be seen as a betrayal. Treason, he'll probably call it. So, I'm leaving. I have a plan. And if it works, I'll be somewhere safe. Somewhere not even the Coursers can find me.
They lied to me. They lied to me, and I didn't even realize how far it went. All those years of loyalty. For nothing.
At least the Brotherhood never lied to you.
I'm such a fool. I came to the Institute to get away from the Brotherhood. Father took me in and gave me access to cutting-edge technology. I became jaded. I thought that the Institute cared, that they wanted to better, but now I realize if you can't trust the people you're working for, then it's all pointless. I'll make my way back to the Brotherhood, but I'm going to have to do it on my own. Tell whoever sent you that they've just
Uh-huh.
Safety first. Remember that.
You know the protocol, sir. Authorized personnel only.
So Dr. Ayo thinks he can
Nothing
hide
to
in his
report,
office.
sir.
I'm seriously thinking of heading over to robotics to knock some
You're
heads
here.
together.
Glad you made it.
Report anything suspicious to the SRE.
We're all looking forward to working with you.
Please don't. There's enough friction as it is between us and pretty much all the other departments.
Here you are. Justin Ayo, Acting Director of the Synth Retention Bureau. I'll be upfront with you. We're going to be... Despite your relation to Father, I'm sure you understand.
I guess we'll find out.
Indeed. Now, Father has asked that I provide you with a brief of our primary...
So basically, you're the secret...
Secret police? If that's a pre-war... Our main instrument is the Courser, a third-generation synth assigned to operate on... Coursers hunt down and reclaim. They are highly self-sufficient, trained in combat. But I gather you know all this. In fact,
I'm no stranger to combat.
Even so, a Courser should be more than a match for any single combatant. I suppose I'll have to ask robotics to perform detailed diagnostics on the entire production run. As if we don't have enough problems. Now, unless you need something else, I'll get back to work.
I'm good for now. Thanks.
Very well.
I received word that Dr. Lee is returning to us.
I think she's confused.
No matter. Given the proper motive, as soon as Dr. Lee arrives, she's been under the Institute's influence for the last decade. Now, I believe you still possess an important piece of data that Proctor... I want you to bring it to her once again, Knight.
Glad to see you've returned safely from the Institute, brother.
Oh man, I'm late for muster one more time. Hey, old Knight.
Here's your holotape, Proctor. Hope the data on that thing was worth it.
Thanks. You know, it's good to see you're still in one piece.
You mean being zapped into energy and then put back together again? Piece of cake.
You can make jokes all you want, but I wouldn't put so much faith in technology I didn't. Speaking of technology, I don't understand. I'm dying to find out what...
So we were just shooting in the dark?
It was the best we could come up with on such short notice. Before we jump to conclusions, I'm sure the Institute has all of their data heavily encrypted. After that, we'll have to see what we've got. In the meantime, I've got... So, I bet you're eager to get your hand...
Whatever it is, I'm sure it'll help us...
It will, but we've got a lot of work. Come on. It's this way. Unless you're blind as a bat, I'm sure you've noticed that we've been building a gantry for the target. Maxon and Kells. Been looking for something that'll tip the balance when we go toe-to-toe with the Institute. Now, the Prydwen might be a big beast, but she's not built for fighting. That's where our new project comes in. This storage bay full of parts is what's left of Liberty Prime. The Brotherhood used it in the Capital Wasteland as a weapon against the Enclave. It's the most advanced robot the Brotherhood has ever had at its disposal. Fortunately, Liberty Prime was destroyed in the line of duty. I've spent the better part of the last few years piecing it back together. And if you think that was easy, try rebuilding a Protectron while you're blindfolded. In order to get... Before you run off, maybe you should listen to your orders. This robot isn't going to build itself.
Proctor.
In order to get Liberty Prime fully operational.
No problem. I'm sure this only looks...
I wish I had your because this... Now, the good news is that we've got most of Prime's... The bad news is that it's going to take more than a few rivets and some spot welding. The first problem is his CPU.
why is the power blowing out his CPU?
Liberty Prime has a highly complex power system. A good deal of that system was damaged when he exploded. So I'm working in the dark, trying to come up with parts on my own. Luckily, you were able to convince... She was on the original build team for Liberty Prime. I've already spoken to her, but she's reluctant to work on Prime for some... If you could get her down here to lend a hand with his power system...
Always on good behavior, aren't you?
I try to be.
Seems like you're doing better than trying. I appreciate it. Too few folks can be bothered. Of course, in my experience, if you want to do real good. I mean, look at Diamond City. A place I've been trying to warn of Oh, Piper, why don't you ever publish anything happy? Piper, why can't you write something nice for a change? It's enough to make me want to hang up.
Sounds like it must be.
No kidding. But sure, it can be scary, knowing a night doesn't go by I'm not afraid some Institute drone will decide today's the day to pay old Piper and family a visit. But it's because I know the truth.
The truth creates fear, suspicion.
I'm not saying it's without its consequences. I've seen firsthand what the truth can do. My sister and I, we grew up way out in the Commonwealth. Our dad, he was part of the local militia. Keeping the raiders off our backs and the Mirelurks out of our latrine. Well, one day, our dad turns up dead. Well, I didn't buy it. I start making inquiries. Turns out, the captain, he'd sold out. Thought he wasn't getting paid enough to babysit. He was gonna leave the gates open one night. Let a group of raiders sack the place and take it. My dad found out and was gonna turn Mayburn in, but Mayburn got to him first. And I tried talking to the mayor, but he wouldn't listen. So, I papered the entire town in Pope. The mayor sure wanted to talk after that. The town threw Mayburn out on his ass and were dug in when a very surprised group of raiders finally
I'm sorry about your dad.
Thanks. It was hard after he was gone, but knowing that he died, dude. But hey, I'm sorry. It's just nice to talk to someone who...
Can't talk right now. Gotta clean the Mirelurk scat off my boots.
Who needs a haircut? Everyone needs a haircut. Step up.
Now, Swarner, that's a real one. Dr. Mokro.
Hey, Arturo.
If you're looking to keep your load light...
Right. I'll take a look, sure.
Everything...
Sell everything to everyone, except Sense. No. Every piece in here is worth what I charge for it.
I've got a few minutes to browse.
Night. Leave no guilt. For Elder Mac. No mercy. Godless freaks! Don't despair, brother. We're here to save the Commonwealth.
Attention all personnel. This is to serve as a reminder. Scribe Naraya's mole rat subjects are not pets. They are crucial military resources. As such, they are not to be fed by any personnel save Scribe Naraya and her team. Any violation of this policy will result in severe discipline.
I said I'd return to the... But you neglected to mention. I've been down this... Why would I make the same...
If you don't work on Prime...
Jesus, Blue!
Sure.
You son of a bitch. And for a moment there, you almost had me thinking that you actually cared about them. Fine. You want your robot fixed?
donated or collected.
I heard Maxon got that scar on his face.
Excuse me, Proctor Ingram.
Wow, things are off to a good start. Isn't that right, Doctor?
I hope so. Prime suffered some significant damage to his memory core. I wish your people would have been a bit more careful, Proctor. The good news is that the damage isn't irreversible, and I should be able to get the power if your people stab, especially him. I don't want him anywhere near me while I work.
I don't know what you said to piss her off, but I'd steer clear.
Maybe I should teach her some...
That's not necessary. She isn't gonna be much... Besides, Dr. Lee's... We're working with one of Prime's original designers. In fact, since things are going so well, we're gonna have you start building...
You're acting like I know what those are.
Oh, I know you haven't the faintest idea what I'm talking about. The actuators are what allows Liberty Prime's new limbs are way too heavy for the simple hydraulic pistons he had in the past. We're gonna have to rip those out, construct a brand new system using electro. What we need you to do is build... Here, Dr. Lee gave me... Now, before you get that look on your face, you'll be happy to know that we have plenty... The only thing we need you to head out and find, according to Proctor Quinlan, the best place to find one? We've already sent out a few teams to find the rest of the high-powered magnets. Once you start building... Good luck, Knight.
Can't believe that Dr. Lee's returned to the Brotherhood. I thought you...
Ingram?
That's all 4 actuators. Delivered and done. Nice work.
Right on schedule. I've completed the restoration of Prime's basic functions, and he's ready to go. In fact, it's getting difficult to explain to the system why it can't move right now.
Well, as soon as my scribes get those actuators in place, we'll have his arms and legs installed in no time. Which brings me to your next... It won't be long before Prime can walk. Without them, his offensive systems aren't operating at peak capacity.
I'll run down to the Super Duper Mart.
Cute. I wish it was that simple. Prime's bomb pack is fitted for Mark... The Commonwealth was a major staging area for the military's Air Force, so... But since we arrived...
That's going to be a problem. Without a fully loaded nuke pack, Prime will...
She's right.
Of course she's right. But before you give up hope, Proctor Quinlan has located some records regarding a military installation, which was... We're fairly certain. The catch is that the installation is located...
Sounds like that's a...
Yep. I only wish I... Scribe Halen's established a I suggest you head out there first, and establish a signal protocol. Hopefully, by the time you've returned... Good luck, Knight.
A lot more limbs and a lot less hair if we stick around here too much longer.
again, Knight. You've come a long ways.
I'm surprised you've survived over...
Now that the Prydwen's here, we don't really need you anymore. We've had the occasional synth attack, but so far, thanks to the reinforcements and the air support, I'd say...
Don't underestimate the Institute.
Don't worry. We won't let any of them run us out of there. Anyway, I know you don't have time for small talk. I've had the men set up the equipment we'll need to pinpoint you once you found the bomb. We've rigged up this distress pulsar. When you find the bombs, after that, you should probably head back to Proctor Ingram.
I hope this plan works.
Look, I know you've been through the glowing sea before, but if you don't, the radiation... Good luck, Knight.
Is that a tomb?
Proctor Ingram?
Looks like the Mark 28s are gonna do the trick. That was a good find.
I'll work with your team to ensure that Prime's bombs remain stable after they're loaded into his pack. It won't be too much of a problem.
Well, Dr. Lee, I have to admit, we couldn't have done this.
It's a little early. We haven't fully thrown the switch on Liberty.
There's only one way to...
Absolutely.
Proctor? All the readouts look...
Actually, I think I'm gonna... After all, with...
Right.
I couldn't care less.
Uh-huh.
Liberty Prime, back online.
Right. Let's run a basic diagnostic on him.
Diagnostic command accepted.
Give him a moment. He needs to adjust to his new configuration.
Voice module online. Audio functionality test initialized. Designation: Liberty Prime Mark II. Mission: the liberation of Anchorage, Alaska. Primary targets: any and all red Chinese invaders.
Now let me run a system analysis and a battle readiness check.
Liberty Prime, full system analysis. All systems nominal. Weapons hot. Warning: nuclear weapon payload depleted. Reload required. Warning: power core offline. Running on external power only. Core restart recommended. Ability to repel red Chinese invaders compromised.
Got green lights across the board here. It's looking good from where I'm sitting. Doctor, if you wouldn't mind keeping an eye on the big guy here, I'd appreciate it. Well, I have to admit, I wasn't sure we'd be able to pull it off.
Uh-huh. What was that he said about his power core?
Prime's in top shape, but his nuclear engine needs to be... Right now, we have him... Once I get that sorted out, before you head off to your next... I came up with this little beauty myself.
This wasn't necessary.
Come on. You earned the damn thing. Besides, Liberty Prime isn't... Anyway, that's enough of that. You better... Elder Maxson said he needed to speak... And thank you, Knight.
Watch your steps.
Is there anything you wish to tell me, Knight?
Not at all. I have nothing to hide.
I find that very hard to... Proctor Quinlan completed the decryption of the data. A portion of his findings included a list of synths that, after careful analysis of the information, Paladin Danse is a perfect match for one of the synths on that list.
Is Quinlan absolutely certain?
Proctor Quinlan validated the information numerous times. I can assure you.
Sure.
The data you brought back included a record of each subject's DNA. We keep the same information on file for all of our soldiers. Paladin Dance's DNA is a perfect match for a synth they called IMP. To make matters worse, he's gone AWOL. His sudden absence simply reinforces our conclusion that M797 and Paladin Danse are one and the same. I'm finding it difficult to believe that he never confided.
After everything I've achieved, why would I jeopardize my position here?
Because you never expected this information to see the light of day. Now tell me the truth, before I have you thrown over the side of the Prydwen.
You have to believe me, you know?
I suspect you're saying exactly what I want to hear, Knight. Do you wish to try again?
Has it ever occurred to you that Danse might not be aware of his own identity?
No, it had not. However, even if that were true, Danse still represents a clear and present... Your sincerity in this matter has been rather surprising. Apparently, I've missed... Which means I've decided to... However, that doesn't absolve you of your duty. Dance is a synth. He represents everything. Our mission in the Commonwealth is clear. The Institute and its creations, which leaves me facing the most difficult order I've ever... I'm ordering you to hunt.
With pleasure.
You can't be serious.
I appreciate. Listen, I'm not blind to the fact that Dance was your mentor, and this isn't an easy burden to bear. But if we're to remain strong, we can't find Proctor Quinlan. He's been analyzing the data, and Knight, there's a promotion for you riding on the results of these orders. You're dismissed.
Attention. Due to increased raider activity, all leave requests to off-base sites have been temporarily suspended.
I was told you were coming.
Affected parties will have their leave compensated at the next available opportunity. That is all.
I don't want to talk about it.
I understand. I've been poring over Dance's duty reports, and unfortunately, I haven't found any concrete information. As you're well aware, Dance had intimate knowledge of the Commonwealth, and I think our best approach would be to... You may want to get comfortable.
What the hell is this crap?
I assume your outburst was a reference to some doubt regarding Dance's identity. I can assure you that my findings are quite accurate, Scribe.
So he sets Dance up, and then you knock him down. Is that it?
Orders are orders.
Orders are orders? That's all you have to say? I can't believe that after everything Paladin Dance did for you, you're just gonna turn your back on him like this. There's obviously been a mistake, and we need to get to the bottom of it.
Scribe Haylen, you're addressing a senior officer, and you will show him the respect that he's due. Or so help me, I'll have you brought up on charges. Now, unless you're here with information that can assist us, I suggest you return to the police station immediately.
Of course. I believe I have some information that's relevant to the search.
Very well then. Would you care to enlighten us? Or do we have to wait until you decide to grace us with your knowledge?
Knight, if you'd accompany me to the flight deck, I'd like to show you the information I've compiled firsthand. I've stored the data on my Vertibird gunship's computer.
At this point, I'll take...
Very good, sir.
Proceed, Knight.
If you'll follow me, sir.
Well, if it isn't the man who revived Prime, the brother...
Scribe?
So, are you ready to take on your first assignment?
What exactly does the scribe do for...
We do everything that the pilots and the soldiers need. All the scientific research, the repairs, the tactical planning, you name it. Of course, I'm a field scribe, so I'm boots on the ground with the soldiers, but I kinda like pulling... Anyway, I won't bore you with any more of the details. You ready to head out on your assignment?
Ready.
Great. Let me... One of the Brotherhood's most important duties is the recovery. I have a list of locations that... Here, this should... Good luck.
Scribe Haylen.
Do you actually plan on killing Paladin Dance?
Aren't you supposed to tell me where Dance went?
Yes. And I but Before I do, I need you to listen to what I have to say. I've known Paladin Danse ever since I was an initiate. He trained me, showed me the ropes, and when I screwed up, he taught me to dust myself off and move on. He's earned my admiration, my respect, and my friendship. I don't care what Quinlan's report says. I don't care if he's a machine or not. He's still Danse.
That's a bold statement.
It's more than just a statement. It's a plea. Danse is the most selfless person I've ever met. I've watched him risk his own life. That's why I'm asking you. If you're not convinced by what he's...
What we have to do is not follow orders given to us by a lunatic.
All right, I'll hear him out.
That's all that I ask. I'll just have to trust that when the time comes... Before the it was listening post Bravo. It's isolated. Just be careful.
Why are you still aboard?
On it! Area sweep, now!
I can't wait to see Liberty Prime in action again.
hands anyway.
Going down.
Target detected.
Normal for other journalists.
I'm not surprised Maxon sent you. I'm warning you.
Ad Victorium, brother.
Going up. Ground floor.
I don't think we've met.
We'll stop the Institute.
Report, Knight. Have you handled the situation with Paladin Danse?
The traitor's been executed, Elder.
Excellent work. Of course. Dance's execution, that traitor, held quite an important position with us. His quarters and all his possessions are now yours. Congratulations.
Uh-huh. I'm honored, Elder.
You've earned it by your own actions. Just be aware that a Brotherhood Paladin is expected to be a symbol of integrity to our I trust you won't disappoint them.
Uh-huh.
In any event, we still have the Institute to contend with, and a lot while the finishing touches are being put onto Liberty Prime.
Sure.
Report to him ad Victoriam.
Attention. Due to increased raider activity, all leave requests to off-base sites have been temporarily suspended. Affected parties will have their leave compensated at the next available opportunity. That is all.
Scribe Halen. Halen?
Ah, Paladin. Good. Now that the unfortunate...
I'm ready, Captain.
Good, because this mission demands... Now, before we launch our attack, they're a small but capable group that uses subterfuge and guerrilla tactics to harass their enemies. Our tactical analysis said if we strike them now, we should be able to...
Then let's get to it.
Your enthusiasm is... Destroying the railroad hinges on completely eliminating their leadership. Otherwise, they'll... To that end, here's a list of the 5 targets we believe would...
Only 5 targets?
I'll take your enthusiasm. Now, before you depart, Proctor?
Our sources tell us that the railroad has some sort of... They're calling it the Predictive Analytic Machine. They use the robot for complex strategic calculations that are much more efficient. If you could use this holotape to decrypt the security on Pam's... I'm certain we could put Pam's computing power to good use. Otherwise, destroy it.
Collecting technology for you is...
A habit you...
I'm certain... The Paladin appreciates that the acquisition of technology is one of our most sacred tenets. When you're ready, proceed to the Old North.
Right.
They'll provide demolition support and all ad Victoriam.
Try and get Pam back here in one piece, okay?
about Scribe Naraya. I think she loves her little zoo a bit too much. Don't let Ingram catch you standing around. You'll be on report before you can...
I'm new here. Did you have anything you...
Handy, aren't you?
You should know, people have been complaining a bit about the bed situation. Ain't looking for trouble, I hope.